Analysts at Parthian Securities say they expect sentiment in the Nigerian equities markets to be mixed as companies release their first quarter earnings. Azeezat Awonuga, analyst at Parthian Securities, joins me to unpack what's at play in the market and what to expect this week. Azeezat, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, the first trading day of the month of May, the all-share index so far, year-to-date return just over 2%. Talk to us about what we can expect or what you're seeing or what you expect in terms of how portfolio managers are going to rebalance their portfolio for the month.
Okay, so based on our analysis, at the beginning of the quarter, we already expected some negative, sentiment, and it's just playing out as we predicted, right? So last month, which is April, that ended, the week before, we had 16 trading sessions, 8 of which were negative towards the beginning and 8 positive. So how do we see that, continuing to May? So as of last week, we started seeing Q1 earnings of some companies, notably banks, as well as some industrial goods. We see investors try to sell down on positions that, they are already profitable on, while some also try to keep until qualification dates to make dividend play. Right. So part of the results we saw that came out for Q1 in some companies, we noticed some sort of trend, right? We noticed that the banking guys, even, with the whole Ghana bond issues going on and all, they still actually did considerably well. Remarkable one from the banks, I would say, is Access, about a 24%, increase in their profit after tax, as well as Fidelity with 64% and GT with about 35%. So might see investors try to gravitate more towards these banking stocks or hold on till after dividend is paid till, they sell off. Also in the industrial goods space, right? We saw the likes of Lafarge and Julius Berger, bring out their results, and it was not so fantastic. This was primarily moved by the increasing cost of energy year on year, as well as the Naira scarcity. FMCG goods too were also, affected. We saw the likes of UAC move from a profit of about 638 million to a loss of 1.1 billion from Q1 2022 to Q1 2023. That says a lot. Lafarge profit after tax declined by about 15%. Julius Berger, declined about 40%. So we really don't know what the future holds for FMCG as well as industrial goods. But we say that financial sectors are looking up, and we expect to see something good come up,
Now, perhaps from an earnings per share, dividend yield, or P/E ratio, how would you say? Because just looking at the year-to-date return, just over 2% from the all-share index, how are Nigerian stocks faring against their emerging market peers? Would you say that in terms of returns or those metrics I just mentioned, are we doing better or just average?
So as of last year, we were doing, considerably better than most of, the emerging markets. But then right now, what we're seeing is that we're starting to, shall I say, equalize with them. So this year, this past month especially, was one of the lowest points in the Nigerian market for, about 6 months plus, right? We saw the market go as low to minus 0.25% sometime in April, from about 7.04 that it started off the month with, right? So when it comes to dividend yields and earnings per share, the environment in all these emerging markets differ, but I'll say we're not falling too far behind, even if we're not exactly at the position. We're not giving them the head start we gave as a last year.
Right. Let's talk about your top stock picks for the week and why these stocks made it to your list.
Okay, so first off, I would say Access Bank. Access Bank's shown a dividend yield of north of 14%. The results are good, fundamentals are good, and it's at a good entry price now, as it'll be marked down for dividend. Same thing with GT Bank. So you might want to look into those, do your own analysis, but then from an analytical point of view, Access GT are good buys. For more high-risk investors, you might want to look at Fidelity. We see that it has potential to go up, and the results were fantastic. But then, due to the fact that it's not one of the largely capitalized stocks, you might want to tread carefully on that aspect. Okomu Oil also, released their results recently. It's also on the higher risk end. So if you feel like, you have that risk appetite to go into it, there's a potential upside there, given that their revenue increased by about 18% Q1.
Finally, just 60 seconds left. What is your outlook for the rest of the week? Can we expect Q1 earnings to be that catalyst the market needs to, gather some more momentum, or lackluster trading?
So we hope, right? I mean, the market isn't certain as to how it will move, but we hope that the results are going to actually drive trading activities. Last week, we saw the whole, Transcorp saga really move the market. That might actually have a negative impact coming into this week, and some investors might want to, stay off and cool down, especially those who got, shorter end of the stick. But also, we hope that, investors are willing to go in as at good entry prices as we're seeing currently in the market.
Right.
So we have some stocks such as Zenith, Access at good entry prices, and investors that have done their proper research might actually take that opportunity.
Right. So I guess we'll keep our fingers crossed. Thank you so much, Azeezat, for talking to us today. Appreciate your time in the show.
Thank you for having me.
Azeezat Awonuga, analyst at Parthian Securities, taking us through trading at the equities markets this week.